You're joking, right?
Well, I'm trying to be hopeful. I'm trying to be optimistic about that.
Well, I guess you're too young to be a little pessimistic like me. The fucking things I see out there, people are stupid.
It's fine, but my laptop isn't letting me in.
Hi, Bronny.
Hi.
How you doing?
Look at this.
All right, easy.
I'll just restart it.
All right, what's going on?
Nothing. How are you?
So I'm good. You were up early. So everybody,
It's early for-
Bronny shaved.
Well, yeah, if you're watching, you can see that
And if you're not, you should go watch because he.
I haven't shaved.
I'm not used to it. You got to get the back. Well, they'll clean it up today for you.
Yeah, I haven't shaved bare.
You look like you're 4.
I know. I literally lost like 10 years.
You 100% did.
Like literally.
No question about it.
I was just going to shave as I do every Friday night. And
Where'd we get that at?
Wyoming.
Yeah, gotcha.
Every Friday night I like trim my beard and then shave it, clean it up. And I was just there and I was holding the trimmer, my Manscaped.
Manscaped trimmer. Yeah.
And I was just like, I literally was holding it and I was like, what if I thought like I haven't seen my actual face, the skin
You're
on
still
my face
handsome.
in like 5 years. Well, thank you. So I just took the trimmer, I put it all the way down to the lowest and I just went boom. And then I was like, well, now I'm committed. So I just shaved. I mean,
It looks good.
literally in 3 days, it'll be back to normal.
Are you going to grow it back?
Yeah.
When?
As it grows back. What do you mean?
Wait a little bit. Why not enjoy this?
No.
I Manscaped thoroughly. See?
Nice.
Nice,
This isn't
right?
even the ad part of the
I'm
show.
all smooth.
Yeah.
Looks pretty right. Look at that.
Yeah, good job.
And then I'm going to take the razor tonight.
Feel how nice that feels.
And clean.
I haven't felt my face in so long.
Wow.
But it's already growing in.
Yeah, you look good though.
I literally
like it.
shaved. I shaved at 10 p.m. last night. So I shaved 12 hours ago. And it already is growing back in.
I think you should wait a little bit.
No, I think I'm going to grow it back to how it was. I miss my own face. This isn't my face.
You look cute.
I don't want to look cute. That's not my
cute.
goal.
What do your friends think? Oh, no one's
I haven't
seen
seen
it.
anyone.
All right, so let's see.
I went to bed after I shaved, and then
So we're the first ones.
I went to bed early last night, and then I woke up early. I woke up at 7 a.m. to the sunrise just naturally, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll go for a walk. So I went for like an hour and a half walk.
Where'd you go for a walk?
Just on Brickell Key. I did 2 laps on Brickell Key.
Oh, with music on?
A podcast.
What podcast you listen to?
Red Scare. I don't think you know what
I don't
it
know.
is. It's a great podcast. That's a wreck. Bronson wreck.
You should have came up and took Banks for a walk.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
So last
Banks is
night,
a pain in the ass.
no, he's not. Not with a walk. He's
I know,
nice
but
for a
it's
walk.
like when I'm walking, I just am reliant on me. If I'm walking him, I have to rely on his
good way to
whims.
train and work and stuff.
Yeah, but he's not my dog.
He's part of your dog. He's part of the family. If mom and I died, you would take him, wouldn't you?
I don't know if I would.
Wow. Wow.
No, I mean, I would have to. I would have no choice. I couldn't ship him off to Burke.
So last night we went to Sam and Tamir's house.
Okay.
They're such nice people. I'm saying,
No one on this show knows who they are.
They're friends of ours. It was just a really nice night.
Did you go for Shabbat?
Yeah, just like hanging out.
Okay.
Such a nice family, aren't they? It was
Yeah.
so much fun.
That's just funny to be like. This isn't just our friends and family that listen to this.
We're just talking about whatever we want to talk about.
Oh, I know.
You peeps don't
But
mind.
everyone
You
listening is like, oh yeah, Simon Tomer.
So Sam and Tamir are friends of ours for many years. We don't see them as often as we like to, but when we see them, it's like we saw them yesterday. It's that kind of relationship. And they're just such good people. With Linda, we were hanging out and talking. Just wanted to share that. They asked about you.
Thanks for sharing with me. I don't know about the audience, but thanks for sharing with me.
But the people want
No,
us to
and
engage.
it is what it is. Like, it doesn't matter. It's our show, so we can talk about whatever we want.
Oh, thank you for the rules and regulations.
No,
Bronny.
I'm just saying, yeah.
Yeah,
It's just
I don't
funny
give a
to
fuck
me.
anyway.
No, I'm on your side. I'm agreeing with you.
I understand that, but I'm just saying
I'm
wanna
not being
let you know.
combative.
I don't think you are. I just want to say, really nice people. Shout out to them and their family.
Okay. If they're listening, yes.
If not, then it's still shout out.
Yeah, sure.
All right. So you got here real early. Brian drove from Miami. You here
As
the
I
whole
always do.
weekend.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You're a retard. But why so early?
What do you mean, why so early? I woke up, it's 10:50. That's not that early.
No, I'm saying, but you got here.
But usually I get here at lunchtime, so usually I get here an hour
You're
out.
right, not so
You know,
bad.
usually I get here at 11.
All right.
This time I got here at 10. It's like
All
not.
right. Well, we hope
But
everybody.
like you and mom both came down. You're like, oh my God, you're here so early. Is everything okay? I'm like, I'm here an hour
I don't
early.
say is everything okay. That's
Mom
not-
was like, are you all right? I was like, I'm here at 10 instead of 11.
Mom, I wanted to.
It's not
Brian,
a.
You can open up to us right now.
It's actually, I woke up.
Open up to us.
I went to bed. I feel good, rested. I woke up early,
You look
naturally
clean,
to the
shaven.
sunrise without an alarm. I felt good.
Good.
Yeah, but you all are like making me nervous.
No, I don't.
You're so early. Why? Oh my God.
All right.
You didn't go out last night. Why? Was everything okay?
Why didn't you go out last night?
I didn't want to.
Okay. It's all
I got
good,
home
brother.
from work.
What's your brother do?
He went out with just only like half the people went out. But I got home from work and I was like tired. And I was like, it kind of sounds nice to just sit at home
Listen, I hate fucking going out all the time.
and
So
watch TV for a couple hours.
So tell me about your kickball. You're in the playoffs. Bronny's in a kickball tournament. Every Thursday they play. It's a really nice league.
Yeah, it's a nice league, sure.
No, but it's fun, right?
Yeah, it's great.
They
it's
look
with my
like
friends.
They look like the Special Olympics when they're out there.
Fully.
Yes, fully.
But we made it
and
to playoffs.
let's talk about the rules for a moment.
Okay.
So they create these fucking pussy rules for women as opposed to men. So
I'm on board with it.
You are.
Women can bunt and men can't is basically the only thing. And you have to have three of your four, only four girls. No, minimum of four girls can be out in the field. So you have to have four girls out in the field. You can't fill it all with guys.
I'm okay with guys and girls being out there, but if the girls are going to play in that sport, then why should they have different rules in the same game?
Because they're worse. That's why. Because they're worse.
But okay, but then have an all guys league.
But that's not what it is.
All right, but girls bunting, that stupid bunting.
But the girls can't kick. So I'd rather them
Some of the guys can't kick either.
I'd rather the girls bunt and we at least get a run and then like they're just automatic
Have
out.
you seen some of the guys bunt?
Yeah, I'm not a good kicker, but I at least do it. I kick. The girls literally they can't. Some of them just can't.
How are they going to get better if they don't try?
Try to get better. It doesn't matter. They're not going pro at kickball.
No, that's my point. So you might
but there are friends and they're playing on our friendly league.
100%
And if it was all guys, it would be too competitive.
No,
it would not be as fun.
I'm fine with the girls, but they should kick. Some of the girls, listen, they kick.
Some of the girls kick if they want to. But also bunts is low-key easier. You put a person right at the catcher in the catcher position, and the girl bunts and the catcher's right there and they throw it to first.
It's pussy ball.
So it's like it's not even helping them. If anything, it's hurting
It's so
them.
stupid.
But yes, guys can't bunt.
Yeah, I don't like the different rules.
And the first 2 weeks of it every season, every guy is always like thinks they're funny, and they're like, "What if I associate as a woman?" Like everyone always tells the ref, "Oh, can I bunt? Can I call myself a woman?" And it's like, okay, but this.
So you tied this game.
Well, So we made it to the playoffs. We were the worst seed and the lowest seed in the playoffs,
Terrible.
and we were playing the highest seed in the playoffs because that's just how it works in the tournament. So we were like, oh, we're not gonna, we're playing the best team in the league. They've won like the last 4 years in a row in this league, and we're like a bad team. We're just bad because it's just me and all my friends, and we just go for fun. Like it's not serious,
Right. Plus, they're not athletic, but that's okay.
Yeah,
That's okay.
you're not athletic either.
I'm actually very athletic.
Okay, if you were on our team, do you think you would be the most athletic? I think you would just fit in normally with
you
all
don't
of us.
think I'm athletic?
I think you're as athletic as the average of our team. I think you're just you're in the league with our team.
Okay, I'm definitely athletic.
Like you think you'd be the best on our team if you were our
I don't
age.
know. First, if I was your age,
Yeah.
100%. I'm 56 and I'd be the best one on your team right now.
That's just not. It's just not true. That's fine that you think that. It's nice that you think that.
It's true,
but it's
but
just
how
not
you say
true.
I'm not athletic?
When's the last time I've seen you play a sport?
Okay, first of all, think about it. No, but not.
I'm not athletic, so I'm not saying that I'm athletic.
I understand, but you got to look at the total, like what a person does, right?
Okay.
So I'm an expert skier.
You haven't skied in like 7 years.
No, for a couple years, but I still know how to ski. My point is, over the history, meaning I have an athletic ability and I'm a good athlete.
Okay.
Third degree black belt in martial arts.
Yeah, no, you're not
I do
not
those
athletic.
Kilimanjaro, I hike those things. I do the ice climb, whatever I'm saying. Out of 56, I work out 3 days a week.
No, you're not
Okay,
not
I was
athletic,
an
but it's also like
an excellent tennis player.
Like you're a good tennis player. I don't know if you're
I destroyed all you guys in pickleball.
There are different
No one
kinds
even came close.
of athletes.
But my point is that if there's an athletic ability, so it's not like so.
No, you're not unathletic.
No, I'm athletic. I run. I work out. No, that's athletic.
Well, you wear Fabletics, so you must be athletic.
No, but my point
not
is,
a sponsor.
But my point is, you understand there's a difference as opposed to like saying
You're more athletic than I am. Yes.
Okay, well that doesn't say much, but thank you. Thanks for the.
See, I'm trying to be nice, and you're putting me down.
I'm not putting you down. I'm saying the fact.
I'm building you
I
up.
love you. I build you up all the time. You're just not athletic.
I agree with you.
That's
I'm
a
not.
fact. I'm not putting you down.
No,
so when
I'm
you
not
compare me to you, that's like saying that meal's as good as a rice cake. It doesn't add it. It's a compliment, but it's not a real compliment. But I don't need a compliment.
Okay. Wow.
But I'm 100% athletic.
Oh, fine.
Let's move on.
Sure, you're athletic. I don't think you're the most athletic, but you're athletic.
I never said I was most athletic.
I know.
Most athletic.
I think it would go Bryce then you, then Burke, then me.
But you know,
Right? I would agree with that. Would you agree with that? I mean, Bryce, then
Bryce
you.
is a very good athlete,
Burke,
but we're in different sports. Like, there's many things I can beat him at in other sports.
Being able to beat someone doesn't mean you're athletic.
Yes, means you're more athletic.
But if, I don't know, you might just understand those things better or something.
No, but
like Bryce could definitely beat you at kickball because he understands the game better. Or baseball.
First of all, I grew up in fucking kickball when we were younger. We played kickball all the time. So
I don't think you would like know the game well if we were out
there. The game is the easiest thing in the world.
I don't know if you'd know the strategy, when to run, when to stay.
Are you on drugs?
To kick the ball down the third base line or the first base
line.
You
kids are delusional. Mom and I, when they invented kickball, we were born. And we played it all the time. Are you fucking kidding me? Please, rookies.
Okay,
rookies.
So we
got to get an adult team against your fucking team.
Sure,
we would destroy your asses.
Totally see that. I would love to see that.
Destroy your asses.
I don't think you would die for a ball.
Hey, Mr. Blue, my chainmail flat tire. Oh, very impressive.
Shout out Beck. He listens.
Yeah, I love him. But we would destroy you guys.
You wouldn't die for a ball. You wouldn't get dirty.
Are you kidding me?
I just don't think you would. I don't think you have that
competitive
edge in you.
Competitive edge.
Now I'm messing with you.
We would destroy. We're beasts.
Who would you fill your team out with? Tomer?
Who?
Tomer?
Tomer would be actually pretty good.
Okay, so we played on Thursday. First of all, we get there. It was weird. We get to the game a little early. You know, you want to get there before the game starts.
To drink a couple of brewskis.
No, I didn't drink it all, but a few of the other people did. And the other game is going on before us. There's a game at 7, a game at 8, a game at 9.
Same location?
Yeah. And so the 8 game is going long, which is fine. But one of the guys on one of the teams is like, so the ref has been the same ref the entire league. His name's Tyler. He's nice dude.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
We've been with him for 3 years now, right? Because we've been playing for a while.
Yeah, no, Mom and I went to a couple and we enjoy it.
Yeah, and he's a nice dude. So this one guy on one of the teams keeps yelling every time Tyler was calling a safe or an out or whatever. He was yelling, "Oh my god!
Are you kidding me?
You need to get your glasses checked." And then
was he being serious? Or just being a wise ass.
At first, we thought he was just being
bantering,
"Oh, come on, ref, what the hell?" But then it started to get serious, and he was like, "That's fucking pathetic." And he was this little guy, not Jack,
Napoleon,
too, little and scrawny,
Napoleon complex.
Yeah, bald too.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Ref, that's pathetic. Oh my god, what the hell?" And he would laugh. "Oh, are you kidding me, ref?" Things like that, which is fine, whatever. But then it was going on for 10 minutes. So Tyler he said the guy was like, "Oh, that's a fucking ridiculous call. You need to be fired," or something like that. And Tyler just turned to him calmly and goes, "You're out. Just get out. You're out of the game.
Good.
This is ridiculous. You're out." And then which was totally fair for
Tyler
to do.
Go ahead.
And then the guy was like, "Are you serious?" And he runs up to Tyler and gets in his face. Tyler's the ref.
You got to be kidding me.
This guy runs up to him.
Over intramural.
Over fun, yearly kickball.
Right.
And Tyler is probably 6 foot, and this guy's probably 5'5". He was a small dude. He runs up to him. "Are you fucking serious?" And Tyler's like, "Just leave, get out." And then he's like, "Fine, I'll go get my shit." And so he goes and grabs his stuff, and he starts walking back, and Tyler is standing with his back to him, and he starts yelling at Tyler again, saying something. And Tyler turns around and he's like, "Leave."
All you guys would back up Tyler in a heartbeat.
He's just "Leave, get out." And then the guy gets in his face and touches his, I don't remember exactly how it happened. I watched the whole thing. He touched his shoulder, touched his face, and Tyler shoved him because he was like, "You can't touch me."
Unbelievable.
So Tyler shoved him into the fence, and the guy sprints back towards him. Luckily, someone got in the way, but this guy was trying to brawl with the ref over.
You think he might have been drunk?
He must have been. But then the rest of his team started freaking out at each other. One of the girls turned to one of the guys, "See, this is all your fault. You riled him up. This is unbelievable." And then the guys and their whole team devolved into chaos.
They should have been disqualified.
It was hilarious.
Should have disqualified him.
We thought that Tyler was going to just end the game. He continued it. They should have been disqualified.
Unbelievable.
But over kickball. So anyways, our game then
people
came
are
on,
retarded.
and because theirs went long, right? So we were supposed to start our game at 9. We didn't start till 9:20 because of this fight thing and whatever. We played so well. First of all, I think it helped because we were playing on 420, which, do you know 420?
No.
You don't know what 420 is?
Yeah, April 20th, dude.
Right,
this
but
one has a label now too. What?
It's been a thing for a while. It's
What's it called?
Weed Day because weed is supposed to have 420 strains of marijuana or something.
Yeah, okay.
So 420 is a big day.
That's a fucking day. Yeah, June 19th.
what's June
19th?
19th? Oh,
whatever.
Juneteenth. Yeah. No, but like 420 is like a known thing.
Not to me, it wasn't.
Yeah, but
your generation with everything.
I don't even know if it's a my generation
label.
thing. I think it might have been around since your
Everything
generation.
has labels. There's Banana Pie Day. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's like a fucking joke.
Well, 420, it's just a fun thing for like people who smoke weed. They're like, oh, this is our day. And so a lot of people will like get high that day.
Great.
It's like a known thing. So even like people will say happy 420, bro. Like people,
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Yeah. Fucking retards. This proves my point. Go ahead.
So their team, like I was standing on first base and one of their first baseman, we were chatting or whatever, waiting for the ball to be kicked. And he was like, happy.
Or bunted.
Yeah. He was like, happy 420, bro. And I was like, oh, thanks, you too. Just cause like whatever. And he's like, sorry if our team's a little slow today. You know, we're just celebrating. Meaning like, so their team was all getting high.
Idiots.
Which helped us because they're the best team in the league. And this
they beat you 14-0 the prior
They beat us
game.
14-0 in the last game. We were tied the entire game, one up, tied every single inning. And then we finished the game and we were tied, so we had to go to extra innings.
What was the final score?
5-5.
That's great.
Like we were so tight. Our defense was on it. Their offense was
That's
not
great.
doing it. Like so, it was the thing is it was our time to win. Like we had the momentum. It was 420. So they were slow.
Would have been great if you beat them.
Like their team was slow, and we were going extra inning, and they were getting so frustrated because we were the worst team in the league, and they're the best team, and we were beating them. So you could see as the innings were going, their like camaraderie,
they were losing it.
They were like getting frustrated at each other. They were yelling at each other, and we were like pumped. So like we were a strong team, and they were not. So it was like that was our time to win. We had it, and then the lights went out. In our inning, we were right up to bat for the last inning, and the lights went out on the field.
That's not
because
right.
They go out at a certain time, so
I
usually
get it.
we're always finished before because the games run.
But now
strict.
Bryce says so. But that's not right because you had an
I
inning
know we
left.
were freaking out.
So did you write to them? You should have to.
We talked to Tyler. Tyler was like, "I got to talk to the league manager. We'll see." And we were like, "No. We got to play again because usually they'll give the tie in playoffs to like the higher seat."
Right, but so you were at the bottom of the ninth, basically.
No, 11th. Because we played 2 full extra
I
innings.
understand, but they didn't have an opportunity to go.
They would have. We batted first, so they would have been up to bat again.
Understood.
After.
Yeah, it's not
but, like,
fair.
They were not doing well. Like we would have won.
Fuck.
So we're gonna see what happens.
So do you have a game next Thursday?
We don't know, but we have to wait to hear.
Let me know because Mom and I come to Miami, and I won't get there till later. But you might not start till later.
Yeah, we'll see. I hope we can play again. And we told them too. We were like, because they were missing 2 of their girls. They were like down a girl and some guys. Like they had a smaller team. So I told Tyler, I was like, if we're playing this again, we need the exact same teams, the exact same lineups. It's like we have to.
How do you know they're not going to substitute people?
I saw who was on their team.
Oh, right.
If I see
Otherwise,
other
that's not
people.
fair.
No, it's not fair at all because they could bring in like 3 of the best guys.
And they have to smoke pot.
Yeah, true. But like, so we'll see. But it was fun. And it was just like the stars aligned. And Bryce was pulling his bullshit where he was like, when it ended, he was like, see, that was exactly how I know that my life is a TV show because they turned the lights off so they could bring it to another episode to like bring people back.
Oh, that was the cliffhanger.
Yeah,
right
I was
here.
like, no, it's the exact opposite. Like,
Does
this was
really
our time.
think? Does he really think that?
I don't know.
You think we need to get him in therapy?
I don't think he does. But speaking of that, I finished the show Jury Duty
Boy,
last night.
let me
Have you
know
watched
about
the show?
that.
Yeah, I will. Have
Okay.
you watched the show Jury Duty?
No, I know nothing about it.
Really? I haven't told you about it?
No.
Oh, it's great. Everyone should go watch it. It's on Amazon. It's a show about a jury proceeding. Like it follows a case.
Is it real?
Well, I'll tell you. It's a documentary.
Okay.
So it's real people and all that stuff.
How many episodes?
8. Each episode's like 25 minutes.
Good. Okay.
It's about
and it's on Prime.
Yeah. The thing is, everyone is an actor. Every single person's an actor in it except for one guy.
Do they know that or no?
So the one.
Do you know at the beginning of the show?
Let me tell
Wait, I want to
you.
know. Do you know at the beginning of the show?
Yes, the show starts saying this show is follows a jury through the selection, through the trial, to the final verdict.
So the lawyers are actors.
The lawyers, the judge, the defendant, the plaintiff, everyone on the jury except one guy.
What's the point of that?
Because it's to see what it's like. They put him into all these awkward, uncomfortable scenarios. They test they push his buttons.
The other question is, does the one guy, he doesn't know they're all actors?
He thinks he's part of a documentary that's
Following
filming
jury
the jury process
Okay.
from start to finish.
All
That's
right,
what he was
I'll
told.
watch that.
And it's funny. It's a comedy. But things like that, like he for 3 weeks of his life, the jury was sequestered, all this stuff. For 3 weeks of his life, he's living a life. And then it turns out that it's all a lie. It was all a show.
Wouldn't you be pissed?
It was
Don't
really
tell me
interesting
the
to watch.
end.
Everyone should watch it
All
because it's easy to watch and it's
Jury
funny.
Duty on Amazon. I'm gonna watch it tonight with Mom.
But imagine like when I was watching it, I was thinking like, what in my life could be alive? Like all these people could be.
What if you're really not our child?
Well, that would be a long, long lie.
That's okay.
I
How
also
cool
am way too similar to you.
Well, that could be behavioral.
Yeah. Well, that's what the Truman Show's about. But it's a good show. Like people should watch it. I think
Truman Show's a great show.
Truman Show's one of the best movies of all time. Truly. Trumanly.
Oh my God.
All right, should we get to some real substance?
If you have anything.
Mandalorian season finale, let's just
that was season finale?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think it should. Hear me out.
Upset me.
I think it should be the series finale. I think the show should end forever.
I mean, they got that place back.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just like that's a perfect ending. Don't do any spoilers or whatever, but that's the perfect ending for the show. They beat the bad guy, they got what they wanted, and now they can live in peace, relaxing. You know, they're not gonna do that.
But
because that's not what Hollywood does. But
okay, the reason why it can't be, I did not know it was the season finale.
it was the last episode for like a year or two. Yeah.
Have you? Do you watch Ted Lasso? Mm-hmm. Isn't it great?
Okay, so
wait, we're gonna go back to Mandalorian.
Have you fully caught up?
Yes.
You watched the one when they were in Amsterdam.
Yes, and we're going. I can't wait to go.
When are you going to Amsterdam?
We're going on. Remember, 2 days before our cruise in September.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That'll be fun. Yeah.
Oh, I love Amsterdam, but I do want to talk about Mandalorian.
So
in a moment.
Ted Lasso, I really love the show, and I also think it's such a kind of a bitch show, and I think both of those at the same time. Like I watch it and I enjoy it, and then I also watch it and I feel like I'm like less of a man a little bit watching it. Like I feel like I'm a little. It just like weakens men a little.
Okay,
but it's like pansy.
No,
is the
it
word
is
for
pussy in regard, but I just watch it because I'm into it now. And
I know
it's just a nice.
It
show.
is nice, but it's just
I don't watch
bitch.
for anything other than because. Yeah, it is.
It's bitch, and it's always.
He's a pussy. He's got to grow up.
Every single person in the show is. The whole show is about.
The
and
team
it's nice.
Like
it's nice because it's about being good to people and being nice.
It's just easy watching.
Yeah, and I like it, and it makes me feel good. But then I also am I feel like men
don't
should
ruin
be
it for
watching
me.
this.
Well, it's not a manly show in that regard. Have you watched? I also like Emily in Paris, but that's not a manly show.
I don't watch Emily in Paris, right? But that's also not.
That's not a guy's thing.
Yeah, but Ted Lasso is a show for guys.
I get it. Have you watched Did You Finish the Judge?
Your Honor, you mean?
Yeah.
No.
All right. So Mandalorian.
Sorry for those who haven't watched any of these shows.
There's a couple of things we should be watching these things, guys.
You should watch Ted Lasso. You should watch Jury Duty. You should watch Mandalorian. And you should watch Your Honor.
100%.
Those are our show ranks.
And Emily in Paris is really cute.
I can't attest to that.
So we can't talk about Mandalorian. We have to talk off the record.
About spoilers, yes, but you can tell me your overall thoughts. I thought it was great.
I thought it was great, but then I got a lot to talk to you. We'll talk about it at lunch. Okay. Sorry, peeps.
Okay. All I'll say is that he's definitely a clone.
The lightsaber and all that.
Yeah,
stuff.
I think it's great that they did that.
Okay,
I'm not saying what they did.
Talk about it. I
think it's great because it shows it's going to force them to be you are right. It's the whole trope of Spider-Man. His whole thing is or Iron Man. Are you as good as your suit? Right? Are the Mandalorians as good as the Darksaber or whatever it's called? Yep. And it's going to show no, that you can be your own person without
you're giving a lot of thought to that.
Well, that's why they did it. That's
okay. And
that's
then he has his own plays and he adopted a son, whatever.
Right. And that's why it should end because it's it's a perfect.
No,
ending.
see, I'm curious to know why would he do that if he's
why would he do that? Because he wants a peaceful life with his child. It's he loves this kid, and now he has a home with the child, and he can live a peaceful life. He's always been having to do things.
How could he become a Mandalorian, the little one, if he can't speak English? He can't do the creed. Well, this is the way.
Yeah. Okay. Let's
I do like the hammer. What do they call the?
She's sick.
No. What's her name? What do they call it?
Talking about the what's her name?
Not the enforcer.
No,
not
her name is.
It's something like the hammer or the or the welder or the.
It's not the forger. It's the. Oh fuck! Okay. I don't know.
But her voice is fighting. Awesome. Her voice is awesome.
Everyone's fighting in this battle with lasers, and she just has a fucking hammer swinging.
Who plays her?
It's this random actress,
but she's got a great voice. Yeah. Can you look her up?
Yeah.
It's a cool voice, isn't it? And why'd they make the other one the head of it?
Bo-Katan? What do you mean the head of it?
Yeah.
She's the princess. What do you mean why did they make the head of her?
She's the princess.
Her family, that's the...
Oh, that was her...
That whole story?
No, that was her... I know the story, but...
Her parents were the king and queen of the...
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. And Mando's really... He's all about
honor. The Armorer is her name.
The Armorer. He's all... Let me say...
Emily Swallow.
Let me say...
Bad name.
Terrible last name.
This is her.
Oh, she's cute. Let me hear her voice.
Well, you've heard her voice.
So, Bronny, Mando is really good. He's very loyal to her and everything, isn't he?
Yeah. But again, a bit of a pussification. I hate that I'm feeling that
but
way.
It's all
because
about,
that's such a you
but
thing
it's all
to feel.
about the creed, though, the loyalty and the honor.
I know, but the Mandalorian in season 1
was badass.
He was the coolest guy ever. Gunslinging left and right, and now he's like, whatever. It's the Game of Thrones thing where Jon Snow was the coolest guy ever, and then this woman is like, I'm the queen, and he's like, yes, man, whatever.
Correct.
You want. And it's
you're right.
No, you
you're
just
right.
cut
you're
the
right.
balls
you're
off
right.
of the coolest
but
character.
But they do that. You're right. They emasculate the man.
Yeah, they cut the balls off of Mando. He was like the coolest fucking
he was
character.
The shit.
Killing left and right, just awesome. And now he's like, whatever the woman wants, whatever she wants.
Yeah, she saved me. This and that. Yeah.
Again, I hate that I feel that way because that's such a you way to feel.
This is the way.
Yeah. Okay, should we go to real topics?
Sure. Yeah, let's end right now on a fatherly advice. Go ahead.
Go on.
I'm waiting for you.
Do you have anything to talk about?
I have nothing to talk about, Bronny.
No?
No, I never do.
I do. There's a lot that's going on.
Like what?
Do you want political or not as political?
I don't care.
Because I got a lot. Okay, let's talk about this one first because this is good. This episode is brought to you by Manscaped, who was a big help to me this weekend, as you can see.
And me too. We are actually a Manscaped canvas this week.
We are fully Manscaped.
Yeah, first of all, you have your face from when you were 4 years old now.
It's because Manscaped's skin safe technology on their Beard Hedger Pro and then their razor that I use as well is so good that it gives me baby face. It gets all the way to my fucking baby skin.
And look at me, I completely.
Whoa, don't turn the whole fucking crowd on.
Look how smooth. See my nice breast, but I completely
call it a breast.
Chest. I completely cleaned up.
Did you
everything?
You went on with the razor after too?
No. I was running short for time, so I went in the shower before I turned it on. Fully cleaned everything up.
Nice.
And then tomorrow morning when I have time, I'm gonna do that razor. What do we call that razor again?
Yeah, it's
fucking killer.
It's for your balls. It's this little razor that has a lubricant on it, and so you can
cannot
use it for your
nick
balls.
yourself even if you try.
It's crazy.
No matter how hard you try,
it's like magic.
No, it's true. No matter how hard you try, so I will do my full chest, my groin, and my taint area tomorrow.
Nice.
Yeah, and it's gonna be. And by the way, I love it.
It feels so good.
I go up, down, north, right, left, right.
Yep.
So anytime you move the hand, you don't feel 1 ounce of razor
Right.
stuff.
It
If you
feels
just
like a baby's cheek. Your balls feel like a little baby's
If you just go one side, then you go. No, you can feel it.
Yeah. No, Manscaped stuff is great. I use it all the time just to keep.
Even though I'm not lighter in weight, I feel lighter.
Oh, I feel cleaner and more refreshed.
I agree.
I kind of felt like a different person when I woke up.
You look
and
like a different person.
So usually when I after I shower, my beard is wet because it's a little thick, right? So it stays wet for a little bit. So I went to dry it off, and I was like, oh shit, no, my face is already dry. We're good.
You look good.
So head over to manscaped.com. You can use the code DaddyIssues20 and you get 20% off your order and free shipping on all their products. So you can check out the Beard Hedger Pro, which was what I used to get bare down to my face because it's got 20 different settings. So, I trimmed with that first, and then I shaved with the straight razor that they also sell. And then while you're there, check out the Lawnmower 4.0, which is what you used on your chest.
You use the straight razor on your face.
Yeah, I always do.
Impressive.
That's what I shave with all the time.
Really? Wow. Yeah. Oh, that's right. You like that. I forgot that.
Yeah. So yeah, it's all great stuff. High quality products. We use it all the time. You can literally see the evidence that we use it because we're fans. And so once again, head over to manscaped.com. Use the code DaddyIssues20. You'll get 20% off your order and free shipping. I think you'll like it.
Okay?
What?
Anything new in Israel with that thing we talked about?
I haven't been looking at it, but my friend Matt, who listens to the show, shout out Matt. I've told you about him before. He's my friend who went and fought in the IDF. He's from Boca, fought in the IDF, and now lives in Israel.
Okay.
He's lived in Israel for years now, so he would know about it better than I would. And he DM'd me. He was like, I listened to your episode about it. We talked about that on the Patreon, right? Not the main. Yeah. So if
he's in Israel now.
Yeah, and he's lived in Israel for 7 years.
So
since
give
high
a
school.
2-minute version of what's happening.
If you want to do the full, if you want to listen to the full thing, you can go join the Patreon and listen to it because we talked about all the Israel protests. But basically, they're protesting in Israel. All Matt said, he didn't follow up about it. He said, I listened to the episode and it's way more complicated than you guys what you read.
Of course, almost everything's more complicated than what we say.
And because remember right away we were like, that doesn't seem right about the judicial system and all this stuff.
Correct.
He was like, it's more complicated than you guys were. Not that we were letting it on, than the media's letting it on. So,
but it always is. It always is
about it if we wanted to. But
okay,
yeah.
All right. What do you got today, Bronny?
So this is interesting, and I don't know how to feel about it because there's so many different aspects to it, and I think you'll find it interesting too.
Talk about it?
Well, yeah, I will. So Cleopatra,
yes,
like the queen of ancient Egypt.
Yep.
Netflix is making a show about her. It's like half documentary, half like, so they're gonna hire like actors to play Cleopatra and all these people, obviously, right? Because there's no footage from back then, obviously. Mm-hmm. So it's not just a full documentary, but it's gonna be like a docuseries about her life. They're making a lot of those now.
How do they even know about it?
About Cleopatra?
Yeah.
There were a lot of writings.
I know, but come on.
Cleopatra is closer to us than she is to the pyramids. She viewed the pyramids as ancient as we do, just so you know, to put that into context. Okay. She was around, like, her whole thing is with Julius Caesar. Like, so she was around when Rome was around. So she's not that ancient.
Okay.
Like, how do we know about ancient Rome? They wrote it all down. How do we know about Cleopatra? They wrote it all down. And so that's kind of where all this controversy comes in. So Netflix is doing a show about Cleopatra. Like, let's go to this first. When you think about Cleopatra, what type of woman comes into your mind?
Thin, beautiful woman with olive skin.
Okay, so
right, don't you?
Yeah, I think of like a woman that like has kind of our skin complexion and dark hair,
thin, sexy,
and like
powerful.
Beautiful. Because we all know of 100%. The whole thing about Cleopatra, like in all the writings.
Her fat fucking person?
No, so
sorry guys.
Netflix is doing this show with Jada Pinkett Smith as like the executive producer, like she's running the show.
Yeah, and I don't like her.
And they cast a full-on black woman to play Cleopatra, like fully black. Because Jada Pinkett Smith said like Egypt's in Africa, so we should cast an African woman to play this. But then it got a lot of backlash. But it got a lot of backlash from black people being like, Cleopatra was white. So you know how like there was this whole thing
like the black Santa Claus.
Yeah, but the backlash is not coming from white people; it's coming from black people because the black. So there's the whole thing about like whitewashing. Have you heard of that? Like whitewashing history and like whitewashing culture, meaning like you just talk about it from the white perspective, or you cast white people in black roles. People are calling this.
You should. I don't think you should ever cast a white person in a black role, ever.
Yeah. Or just right if it's like a historically black person.
No, but you're not going to do rich, crazy. What's it?
Asians,
and put white people in it.
Sure,
black people.
Yeah, I agree.
They're Asians.
Yeah. So they cast a black woman as Cleopatra, and all the cast is black. And so Jada Pinkett Smith and that whole.
But that's not the reality of it.
So the thing is, right? It's not. Egypt technically is in Africa.
Okay, but that doesn't mean everyone's black in Africa.
Right. No, definitely not.
There's plenty of whites in South Africa, right? So that's part of Africa.
Sure, and they're Africans.
Right, so it doesn't mean anything.
And black people in Africa are really like sub-Saharan and lower. Sahara and north are like when you think of the Sahara Desert, you think of like Middle Eastern looking people, right? Like Moroccans and Tunisians. They're not black.
Right.
But they're all Africans. So Egyptians are the same. I don't think of Egyptians as black. Nope. So a lot of black people, it's
people
like
aren't going to watch
thing.
it. People aren't going to watch it.
Well, definitely not. But it's even getting more controversy than I thought. But it's interesting because it's black people saying this is blackwashing. They're saying, and it's all these black people online and all that stuff are saying Cleopatra was a white woman. She was fully a white woman, and that was the point. Cleopatra was Greek. That's like her whole thing. Okay. She was a Greek queen of Egypt when the Greek Empire ruled Egypt, which was a time they like the Hellenistic period of Egypt, and so Cleopatra was Greek. She was white. I mean, as white as we think Greeks are. I don't really think Greeks are white. I understand
what you're saying,
but she was more European. You heard me
say olive skin, right?
Right, which is Greek, totally.
Right.
And so that's what she was. So all these black people on TikTok and everything are like, "How dare Netflix do this? Putting a black person in the role of a white person."
Jada being an asshole.
But isn't that crazy?
She has an agenda. She has an agenda. It's all about the agenda, not what's best for the. You need to. When you do art, you have to have it depict something, and it's not.
And this isn't even art; this is history.
Right.
They're saying we're doing a docuseries on Cleopatra. She was a real woman. We know what she was. We know what she looked like. We know where she
Why?
came
Why not?
from.
Why not have a transgender player next?
Yeah, I mean, it's literally like if there was a documentary on Martin Luther King and we cast like
A white person.
a Middle Eastern person, you would just be like, that's just wrong. It's just
Anyone.
not.
I don't care if you're white or black. You'd say it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
100%. If you good analogy. Someone's gonna play Martin Luther King. 100% should be a black person.
Because we know he's black.
Right. And that's who he is.
Right. But I just found it so kind of
Can
odd.
I see some of the comments?
Yeah, we can watch some. I'll just go on
Yeah.
TikTok.
Yeah.
And we can just scroll. It's just interesting that.
But good for people being people. You know what I'm saying? Not making it a race thing. She made it a race thing. No, but I'm happy to hear what you're telling me.
Yeah, but it's just a bit surprising that like the black community is like, this is blackwashing. Why would they cast a black person in this role? They should have done a white person. Usually it's the opposite.
Correct.
Usually you're not hearing that kind of thing. Let me connect to the Bluetooth. Hold on. I'll just scroll through TikTok and show you. And we'll just watch some people's videos if it'll connect to the board. Let's see. Come on. There we go.
All right.
I'm just going to do Cleopatra and just see what people have to say.
Putting black faces on white bodies. I don't care anymore. I swear, the entanglement never ends. What is this? I don't know if you can see the username up here, but this is one of Netflix's official Twitter accounts. It's their Strong Black Lead Twitter account. Queen Cleopatra follows a story of Cleopatra, one of the world's most famous and misunderstood women. Never mind the grammatical error, but clearly misunderstood. Cleopatra was not black, she was not brown, she was not any kind of earth tone. She was white. Very white, porcelain white. I don't want to hear about representation. This is not representation. Putting black faces on white bodies is not representation. Is this what you want to tell your black children? They can do anything as long as a white person did it first? Representation is showing things as they are. That means telling black stories. A movie I watched a couple weeks ago with Tiana.
So that's that one. Let's see.
If you be the cash, I'll be the...
Egyptians are now being called out as racists.
Oh, so that's another thing.
because
So now the Egyptian government too. Let me get the details on this because then we can watch that one. Egypt, Cleopatra. The Egyptian government or somebody in Egypt or something is suing Netflix, being like, "You're like." Let me get it. Here, look. Netflix sued for depicting Cleopatra as black. This is from Newsweek.
Wow, that's powerful, isn't
it? An
it?
Egyptian lawyer on Sunday filed a lawsuit over Netflix's upcoming Queen Cleopatra, accusing the streaming service of erasing the Egyptian identity for depicting the ruler as a black woman.
Okay, that's a lawsuit.
I mean, which is crazy.
No, you tell me there's a cause of action on that. That's asinine.
So there's all these things going because now
But that's
Egyptians are saying,
interesting.
like, you're erasing our history. Black people are saying you're blackwashing white history. And then now I guess other black people are calling out Egyptians racist for saying that.
Okay,
right?
People need to get a life.
This says Mohammed Al-Samari submitted the legal complaint with Egypt's public prosecutor following the recent release of a trailer. His filing not only requested legal action be taken against the makers of the show, but for Netflix to be shut down in Egypt. I mean, grow up, dude. For Netflix to be shut down in Egypt because they cast a black woman as Cleopatra.
Well, that's what you do as a lawyer.
Most of what Netflix platforms display do not conform to Islamic and societal values and principles, especially Egyptian ones. That's what he said. What does this say?
Let me see who they have playing for
Cleopatra.
Scroll down.
Yeah, this is the trailer.
Can we play it?
Actually, maybe
Not
not.
really.
We might not be able to play it.
Let me just see what she looks like.
Yeah, Cleopatra. That's who they cast.
I can't see. Oh,
What do you mean you can't see?
yeah. I think it's a disservice. 100%.
This says Adele James, a British actress of mixed race, stars as the queen of the upcoming Netflix production. Jada Pinkett Smith serves as executive producer and is quoted saying, "We don't often get to see or hear stories about black queens. And that was really important for me as well as for my daughter and just for my community to be able to know these
she's
stories."
making it for her and her daughter to prove
And it's like, Cleopatra wasn't a black queen. If anything, she was an Egyptian queen and not a Greek queen.
But you're not doing it for you or your daughter.
What do you mean?
You're doing it for the viewers and for the story and the history and what's true.
Or you should be.
For your daughter. Right. Give me a fucking break.
But it's also like, she
just
wasn't a black queen.
About a daughter when she fucking dissed her husband.
Yeah, true. Not only just cheated on him and then called him
I'm
publicly.
saying, right, I'm saying, that's what I'm saying, the way she treated him in all regard.
Yeah.
All right, so let me head
However,
this.
it says, however, many historians and experts on ancient Egypt disagree with Pinkett Smith, instead saying Cleopatra was of Macedonian heritage, which is where Alexander the Great came from. It was part of ancient Greece, and likely very fair-skinned. But not everyone shares this view. Other scholars have argued that the monarch may have had additional ancestries, and her complexion may not have been fair. Officially named Cleopatra VII, the monarch ruled during the Ptolemaic Kingdom of Egypt from 51 to 30 BC. Cleopatra's stature in popular culture grew thanks to Hollywood features. More recently, the debate about Cleopatra's appearance once again flared up in 2020 when Israeli actress Gal Gadot was cast as the ruler for an upcoming project. People on social media complained that an Arab or African actress should have gotten the part, and Gadot defended her casting, in which she said a Macedonian actress was not available. When asked about Cleopatra in regard to the upcoming Netflix series, professor of archaeology at Boston University told Newsweek that we don't know what her skin was unless her mummy is found and DNA can be analyzed from it. We will never know.
Let me hear what this woman on TikTok has to say.
This looks she looks like a Muslim woman.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Attacking the new Netflix documentary that is faking history by portraying ancient Egyptians and Queen Cleopatra as black. Despite the fact that Queen Cleopatra was of Macedonian origins, which definitely denies the fact that she was black. But why no one ever mentioned that faking history, blackwashing it, and stealing someone's identity is a kind of racism too? But the story never ended at this point. Back in 2018, a girl named Mariam was beaten to death by 10 black women
This gets into
just because she was Egyptian. Mariam was insulted.
Let's see.
Oh yeah, girl. Cleopatra was Greek. Mm-hmm. The Greeks colonized Egypt for many centuries, actually. I don't think a lot of people realize that. Cleopatra was a fascinating woman. Like, she is so worth the fascination.
This is a
that
big
people have
black
of
woman
her.
saying this.
She's
by the way,
just
for
not
those
a
listening.
fascinating black woman, and that's okay.
Right.
So what's really interesting is, like, in the family line that she was in, her dynasty, she's actually the first one to actually learn how to speak Egyptian. She was fluent in many different languages. Very smart woman. Super smart. Super savvy, political. Like, she's fascinating. She was just fascinating white woman with a very interesting life. So black people, my people, I love us. Well, not all of us. I love a lot of us. I think we need to let this one go. All right, we need to move on past this one. She is not one of us. Does it help that she was also incredibly inbred, like their whole family line?
See, it's interesting, like all these black women.
I want or need. Queen Cleopatra is going to be able to stream on Netflix May 10th, and they casted a black woman to play
Another black woman
Cleopatra.
saying this.
The problem is she wasn't black. She was Greek and of Persian ancestry. How hard is it to tell black story or just to create new ideas and concepts that can originally feature black people?
Put me in the writing room. I can give you guys some ideas.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's just interesting that black people are. Ooh,
I didn't.
no, you're good.
Yeah, good.
It's just interesting that black people are the ones that are like, yo, what the fuck are you doing, Hollywood? Why are you casting a black person in a white role? Because I feel like 3 years ago, that wouldn't have been the case. I don't know why.
No,
I just feel like
I'm glad to hear this, but it's still interesting. The labels are crazy. That's such,
What do you mean?
How they're like I don't know, like that woman who was speaking just normally, but she's like, it's about black women or this or that. Why can't it just be just people too? I think people should be like you wouldn't put a white person as Martin Luther King. I agree 1,000%, but depict what it really is.
Yeah, but what they're saying is like,
I'm agreeing with what they're saying. I am
right, but
agreeing
with
what
the
they're
labels
saying.
and stuff too, you're like, oh, why does that have to be like black women's stories? And it's like, but what? Like, there definitely should be movies about black women for black women.
I have no issue with that.
And
No,
but-
that's not what I'm saying.
No, I know, but then when like people say like black stories and all this stuff, it's like, yeah, I have no problem with that.
I have no
There should be
issue.
white stories, there should be black stories, there should be stories for everyone, there should be stories for specific groups, there should be, a Marvel movies for everyone.
I have no issue with any of that.
And then a Martin Luther King movie is maybe for black people, but it's all.
Or
it also
no,
should
I
be
think it's for everyone
Right.
because I would like to learn about
A
Cleopatra.
Tyler Perry movie, I should say, is for black people.
Right.
White people aren't watching that.
I would like to learn about Martin Luther King or Cleopatra to learn about it, to watch it, not for a political statement.
And not to be like empower black
Right.
women.
Or like if they put a transgender in for Martin Luther King, I'd be like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? I want to watch Martin Luther King and learn and educate me so I can be less ignorant. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So if I want to watch Cleopatra, I'm done. If you're trying to make up like what she said, I'm doing this for me and my daughter to say that could be a black queen, I'm out.
Right. And it's also like there were black queens. There are plenty of sub-Saharan African nations that had queens. They just made the fucking one with Viola Davis, The Woman King. They just made that movie.
Right.
So it's like find one of those stories or make one up.
No,
if you want to tell an empowering black woman story, make one up.
Right, it doesn't have to be
write an awesome one.
It could be fiction.
Yeah, like John Wick is an empowering male violence movie.
Right.
It makes you be like, oh fuck yeah, I love being a man. That's all made
up.
When
we
it's
watched
okay.
that Marvel, whatever it was, where the who was the black actor?
Which one?
The one with the Falcon or whatever his name is.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
Anthony Mackie.
Okay, when at the end of it and he had his political statement, I'm out. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I want to watch it for it.
And it's also like Captain America is Steve Rogers. If you're gonna make the Falcon Captain America, I'm cool with the Falcon becoming a leader of the team.
But don't make
him
it
his own character.
No, but don't
Keep
make
him the Falcon.
But don't make it a black or white thing. Just make it a movie.
Right. And what a lot of what that last girl was saying is like let's make our own stories, right? She was like, why are we blackwashing this white person story and when we can just make up our own or make our own characters? And I'm like, definitely. That's even way better. We hate when I feel like there's been so many this year that we've talked about where it's like, oh, here's a great example that we talked about, The Little Mermaid that's coming out soon. They took Ariel, who was the Little Mermaid in the original, who was the whitest of white skin you've ever seen in your life.
Redhead.
With red hair, which black people don't have.
Right.
Very, very few of them have red hair. And they just put a black girl in it. And they just called her Ariel, and they just made it the exact same movie. And it's like, just why are you doing that? Make a new Disney princess that's black. We would all love that. When The Princess and the Frog, that movie came out, and they made it all black, right? It took place in New Orleans. She was the black princess. It was all about black culture in New Orleans. That's a great fucking movie.
Watch the movie.
And everyone loves it. And you watch it, and it's like, this is cool. They didn't take didn't take Sleeping Beauty and make her black.
No.
Or like Moana. Everyone loves Moana. They didn't take Snow White and make her Hawaiian. They just made a new one. So it's like, why? That's all these. What was
the one with the death one? I like that art. There was a movie. He was Spanish. It was Spanish.
Coco?
Yeah. Great movie.
Right, and it's all about it's all about Mexican culture and Mexican
fucking
heritage.
movie.
Right, and when you just make it about Mexican heritage and not like we're gonna take this
but
and
it's
make
how
it.
You learn.
Exactly. And you like watch it and you're like, oh, cool. And
what a great
when
movie.
we went to Mexico, you
and
were like more
that
open
Hawaiian
to that
one
stuff.
was phenomenal. The Hawaiian one, whatever you call it.
Moana.
Great movie.
Right. And it's just because they're their own stories. So I'm like all on board.
No, but there's always that agenda behind it which ruins it. That's the problem. And it
but
doesn't
that's
work.
what I'm saying. Is
it doesn't
work.
work.
The story is that like a lot of people, those black women are definitely libs that were on
1,000%.
These liberal black women are like Netflix.
It's not working.
Don't do that.
It's not working.
Like you're not like we don't want this representation. The girl literally said we don't want this form of representation.
I think it's like you said a year ago. It's the pendulum swinging back.
Yeah,
yeah. It's because it's gone too far.
Yeah,
it's
and so that's just
far.
like a good thing. You see all this
there's
backlash.
a little hope.
All that backlash to it, and you're like, oh yeah, what the fuck?
Oh, I hope there's hope.
There is. There's a lot of it.
Interesting. I will not watch it, by the way. I just want you to know that.
The Cleopatra
Yeah,
series?
1,000.
I don't think anyone will.
I will not watch it because I can't stand her. I don't give a fuck about what she's trying to do for a kid.
I can't stand Jada.
Yeah,
She's
I can't stand Jada at all.
She's the queen of emasculating men.
And I have no desire now with this whole thing. I'm turned off by it. I won't watch it.
Yeah, I don't think anyone will. No one's on board with this. It's like if you're making a show, if you're Netflix and you're making a show for black women and the black women are all like, nah,
you have a problem.
Then you're fucked. Because who else is it for? Who's
They're
gonna
gonna lose
it?
money, obviously.
Yeah.
Good. Fuck her. She's an asshole.
Yeah.
I don't like her.
Netflix is a good company. We've seen that they're good when it comes to how we were just talking a couple minutes ago about how like you should have stories for everyone. You know, you should have the Marvel movies that appeal to everyone. You should have the black movies that appeal to just black people, the white movies that appeal to just white people, the ones that are for both, for no one, whatever. Netflix, we're seeing is good with that, right? They're doing this, which is like clearly just for black liberal women. But then they also stand behind Dave Chappelle when the left wanted to cancel him. And Ted Sarandos, who's the CEO of Netflix, responded. He was like, if you don't like it, don't watch.
Right. Perfect.
He was like, we're making stories for everyone. This has its audience.
Good,
if
perfect.
you don't want to
I
watch
agree.
that,
And I
don't watch
respect
it. And you
that.
can watch your own show on Netflix.
And I respect that I have to watch Cleopatra.
Totally. And that I think is a good model for a company to be a modern media company to be like, look, we want the liberal audience. We also want the conservative audience. We also want everyone. And you can watch the shows you want to watch. If one of them offends you, don't fucking watch it. But we also have shows that you won't offend you that you'll like.
I got it.
I think that's
I got it. Yep,
a
it makes
good
sense.
way
And
for a
it's very,
company to
very
be.
diverse and
For a
broad.
modern company.
Yep, I agree completely.
Because if you're just going to pigeonhole yourself to one thing, it's just stupid too.
No, that'd be
and then
dumb.
when you pigeonhole
Better to have
yourself-
100 little clients than one large client.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also I feel like when these people get into like echo chambers of their own thing, like the Daily Wire, Ben Shapiro's media company, like they started making their own TV shows and movies and stuff for like a right-wing audience. And it's like, that's fine, but it's also just
You're not going
cringe.
to you're not going to grow. You're pigeonholing yourself, and it's not going to be profitable.
And even if it is profitable, which I think it is for them, they're doing well. And like you can have your own little market. You don't need to have everyone in America as a customer, but like you're only harming yourself by only making stories for one type of person. Because it just feels like you're.
But maybe that's just
because like in 7 years you're just gonna doing this podcast when we first started and we got like a big like wave of right wing audiences.
Yeah, I miss those days.
And we could feel how like we could easily have just started pivoting the show to just be like only for a right wing audience.
What's wrong with that?
And it's just like you could see how easy it is to go down that slope, but then you just become what you hated.
We're becoming soft now.
No, because our audience
Our
knows
balls
that
are
we
cut
always
off.
tell the truth. No. Because we'll call out when there's something that the right doesn't like. We fully call them out. When there's something
We
that the left,
are fully transparent. That's and authentic. That's what people.
when there's
like
something
about
that
it.
the left does that we like, we commend them. Like we're just here for the truth. And
Does that really even happen?
yeah, it does.
It did
does.
happen at that CNN interview with the Dalai Lama.
Right, exactly. You were like, you know what, CNN? That was a good one. I like
Yeah.
that. So when you only are like making things for right wingers or only making things for left wingers, that's like you're only gonna keep getting worse and worse in your whatever the
It's their
fuck.
choice.
Yeah.
It's their choice, brother.
Yeah. Do you want to do the following advice?
Sure.
Someone just said in the group chat, what time are we thinking Bryce wakes up? 5 p.m.
Why? What'd he do?
Bryce just wakes up always so late.
How can you even sleep that late?
When I came up,
what time did he go to bed last night?
I don't know. I was asleep by 11:30.
Okay.
But I woke up this morning to the kitchen being fucking destroyed.
He came home late and ate again.
He always comes
does
home
that.
and
Yeah, he
cooks.
destroys the house here too.
And he must have made burgers I could tell by
Isn't he funny though? That is pretty funny. You think it's so pricey.
I could tell by the remnants left in the kitchen, but the kitchen was trashed, splattered oil all over the stovetop.
How are you gonna clean
the
that?
dirty the pan with the dirty shit is all still in there. But I could tell he must have made burgers because we had like 4 frozen burger patties in a container in the freezer, and that was now in the trash. So I'm assuming he must have cooked up 4 burgers.
100%.
There's no way he ate 4, but I didn't see leftovers.
He's
So
a beast.
He ate 4 burgers last night.
He's a beast. Probably
when he
3 in the
came home.
morning. Remember when he came in last week and started whipping up the shit with the steak and the
Yeah, he
little
always-
olive oil and everything?
But last week when I came with Bryce, when we were just talking about, I left for Boca. I was leaving for Boca at 2:30 p.m. and I had to wake him up. He was asleep in his room.
I don't know
at
how
2:30 p.m. I had to wake him up to be like, "We're going. Or do you want to come with?"
How could you physically even do that at this age?
I really don't know. I woke up at 7 a.m. this
Correct.
morning.
I'm up.
No alarm.
Right. I woke up at
No
5:40,
alarm.
no alarm, and went back to bed. Like
Yeah.
because you just get up early.
Yeah. I don't know. He's just like a teenager when it comes to that
I don't
stuff.
get it. I don't know how you sleep late like that.
Yeah.
He's so funny.
Let's see. Follow the advice. We can do a long one because we
I
got a little
love
bit of
that
time.
kid. Love that Brycey boo. He's such a sweet boy. He really is.
Let's see. Ooh, got some new ones.
Okay.
Let's see. This was just posted yesterday, so we might as well. I know there's some in the backlog. I haven't read over this one.
Wow.
But this was just posted, so we might as well. It was actually on 420, so not yesterday. It's been on 420.
Oh, it was
so,
weed day. Go
yeah,
ahead.
blaze up.
Oh, God.
Speaking of 420, we also have to talk about all this Twitter shit, but we'll save. Do you want to talk about that and then do the follow advice, or we can save
What's
that for the Patreon?
Twitter shit?
Because it's like a good conversation. It's a good 15, 20-minute
No,
convo.
I want to go
So we'll
eat.
save it for Patreon.
I want to eat.
So if you want to listen, like you guys know what I'm talking about with all the blue checks and the 420 If you know what I'm talking about.
I know nothing about what you're talking about.
So we'll save that for the Patreon. So if you want to go listen to that, go join the Patreon, patreon.com/daddyissuespod. You'll get all the extra episodes. I want to talk about that. I want to talk about all this new DeSantis stuff, because there's this new Florida DeSantis stuff that like I have a lot of thoughts on. I think you will too, because it involves us. It involves our state. And then there's also other stuff like this Biden mortgage stuff, which I don't know if you've heard about.
Yeah, that's never going to happen with the credit score and things like that.
Yeah. So do you want to just talk about that now real quickly?
No.
Okay. So we'll talk.
No, but we want people to join Patreon.
Yeah. And we also,
we're
at an hour.
Asinine fucking thing.
So
Uncle Brant was talking to me about
it. Save it. So, okay. So this is from Jill. She actually gave her real name, but said, "You can call me Jill." Okay. I don't know why. It's weird. It has nothing to do with her real name. Like, why would you make so...
Wow.
Isn't that weird?
That's a little interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, Jill.
Hi, OMG. I love your podcast and have listened to almost every single episode and your Patreon.
Oh, thank you,
Jill.
Thank you. Shout out, Jill.
I highly recommend the subscription because not only... Oh, wow. She's literally...
Just read the fucking thing.
No, I'm saying she's promoting our Patreon for us.
I understand that, Bronny.
I highly recommend the subscription because not only is it more unhinged, LOL, it's also very authentic and educational. A lot to think about, and has even led to interesting combos with my friends and family. Unfortunately, I'm not all caught up because I moved to Europe for work.
Cool.
And took a huge pay cut, almost $100,000.
Wow.
So I need to watch my expenses for the next year. But of course, I will resubscribe as soon as I'm back.
It's $5 a month, kid.
Yeah. Good. Really $5 a month.
Come on, Jill. Don't let me down, Jill.
Which leads me to my question. Last spring, right before I moved to Europe, I met a boy at a bar during a night out. He was handsome and we had nice banter together. And at the end of the night, we had a cheeky makeout. Oh, she's so English, so European already, calling it cheeky. Come on.
Good.
Only Europeans say that.
Can you read a sentence without interrupting yourself?
She said banter and cheeky in one sentence. That's the most British thing in the world. Okay, so she said, we had a nice banter together, and at the end of the night, we had a cheeky makeout, but that's it. After this, I moved to London. Called it, see? And we have not seen each other since. It's been 1 year, and I think of him from time to time. We text each other every month, at least once, mostly him initiating, but sometimes me. We kind of talk about nothing, like sending each other memes or funny stories that we talked about that night we met. We talk on the phone a few times, and I like it. I'm not staying in London forever, maybe another year or two until I'm 27. I mean, I'm going to have a lot to say to this. I love it here, but when I'm ready to settle and have a family, I would love to move back to Long Island where I grew up. What do I do in the meantime? What does it mean if he's texting me and talking to me still 1 year later? I want to invite him to visit me across the pond. Hilarious, you called it that. But it's going to be an expensive trip for him, and I would kind of feel awkward telling him to sleep over with me because we have not even hooked up yet. Will he expect me to hook up with him? I want to explore being in a relationship with him, but I know I'm psycho for thinking that over a guy I met just once in my life.
She's not psycho for thinking that.
No, I have a lot to say to this.
I know you do.
Bronson, what do you think? Oh, she didn't even say you, Dad. Wow. Bronson, what do you think? Given you're the same age as me, what would your ideal situation over a girl that is far away from you, who could potentially be your wife? LOL, I know I'm psycho, but I have a crush. Thanks so much. I can't wait to hear your advice. Okay, this is weird, right? Because, so not to be too detail-oriented, but this is, you have the same situation that I was in, Jill. Mm-hmm. I had this exact situation.
You want to change your name Bronson to Bob? Okay.
So, 2 years ago, I met someone when I was in LA, just one weekend. Literally, it was one weekend. I met her on a Friday, and then I went back home on Sunday. And
back home to Florida.
Right. I was living in Florida at the time. I was just in LA packing up a few of my things. So I lived 5,000 miles away. So if this guy is in Long Island and you're in London, that's almost 5,000 miles away too.
Right. And the difference is she knows she's coming back.
Right. So I knew I was moving to Florida.
Forever.
I was here already, and I knew I was never going back to LA. So I met a girl in LA. This was 2 years ago now, literally 2 full years ago at this point. We had a great weekend, whatever. No hookup or whatever, as you said, right? Whatever. Maybe a cheeky makeout, who knows? Like you, Jill.
A little bit of banter.
And then I was living in Miami. She was living in Los Angeles. We were chatting, just same exact thing. A couple Instagram DMs, maybe a chat on the phone every once in a while, maybe, a couple texts every week, maybe a meme sent or TikTok, whatever. It was like just very casual talking, exactly how you're describing. We both dated other people. We still kept kind of in touch, whatever. Kept thinking about her just like you kept thinking about this person. So, it always just kept coming back to her. I would go on a date or two with another person. I'd be like, whatever. I wasn't feeling it because I was thinking about this other girl.
Wipe this spit off your lip. Go ahead, yeah.
So same exact situation. And then, long story short, we just kept in touch. After a year and a half, maybe, when we both had dated other people in the meantime, and we still kept in touch, so we knew that we liked each other, whatever. We just were like, fuck it, what are we doing? Let's just try to like make more of an effort. So I would go out, I would fly out there, she would fly over here, and it was not, right? There was no pressure of hooking up. So we can get to that part after I finish the story. But long story short is now she's my girlfriend. Like we are in a relationship. We've been
exclusive.
We've been for months. And she is moving to Florida. So it's like that. It's literally the same.
And mom and I like her.
Well, okay. It's the same scenario as you have, the exact same scenario. At least you're moving back. So my advice to you, as someone who literally just went through the exact same scenario, would be do exactly what you're doing and just make more an effort. If you want to make the effort, do it, right? If you're thinking about this person and you want to see them, then tell them, I want to see you. I want you to come to London. And if they...
Right, and you see how it goes that weekend, right?
If they're not serious enough, then they won't go to London for you. And then you kind of know. But if they come...
And you might have the best time, and then they might evolve into something more, and you want to see each other more, and with FaceTime and everything else. And
right, and you're coming back. So it's not like I knew I was never moving to LA. So I kind of told this person, I was like, look, I want to keep talking to you, but like I'm living in Miami. So you can either come to Miami or we can just like keep this weird, whatever, like nondescript relationship, whatever we want to do. And it ended up, right, so that we decided that she's coming to Miami. So I would just say, keep doing what you're doing. It's not psycho. It's not weird.
Have him come to London 100%. 100%.
Just follow your gut. If you want to see the person, say, I want to see you. And that's it. If
Jill, have him come to London. You'll see how it goes.
Literally, if you want to talk. If you don't want to talk, don't talk. If you want to see them, tell them you want to see them. And that's it. And then just take it a day at a time. And
you have nothing to lose. Zero to lose.
And you say it's psycho. I know it's not psycho at all.
It's exactly your scenario.
Yeah. And I don't think of if anything, I'm the opposite of psycho when it comes to relationships. I'm super like logical and rational to a fault sometimes.
Yeah.
So I think do exactly what you're doing. It's totally normal. I literally had the exact same situation.
I think you should pursue it, play it out, see where it goes, and it'll either work out or not, and things you have no control over.
Yeah, and like you're feeling that you want to see the person, so you see them. That's it.
I agree.
Yeah, but it's funny the situation.
Who's
guy,
the author of that? Is
it Bronson?
Okay.
As a guy, from the guy's perspective, if you're saying that if he flies to London and you feel pressure to hook up,
no, you don't have to.
There's two ways I feel about that. One, there's no pressure at all because it's whatever you set, right? Like. And then two, if he is expecting to have sex with you because he's staying over at your place, then that's not the guy you want anyways.
Right. I don't think
that's just not. Then
just
he's not
see
a
what
good
happens.
guy.
Listen, organically, if you want to have sex with him, you have sex with him. If you don't, you don't. And if you don't, he'll respect you.
And if you don't, and he gets hurt about it,
he will not.
Then fuck him.
He will not. I guarantee he will not.
And if he's not, then you made the right call anyway because he's not a good guy.
And if he tries, hear me out.
Which he should try.
It'd be abnormal if he didn't.
Right. If he flew to London and he likes you, he should want to try. And you should feel offended if he doesn't try. You should want him to try.
Jill, if he tries and you don't want to,
it's okay.
There's nothing wrong with that either.
No, and he might even I've talked about that on the show.
I think he'll like it better.
Yeah.
If you don't give it up so easily.
I've talked about it on the show that I've like gotten more attracted to girls when I try and they're like not yet. It's too early or whatever. I'm like, oh, cool. I like that.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
So good for you, Jill. I think it's fun.
Yeah, and
I'm a success story of this long distance.
So Jill, two things. One, you must let us know.
Yeah.
Okay. And
this was literally posted 2 days ago.
You must let us know, and you must rejoin the fucking Patreon, Jill.
Yeah, Jill. What the fuck?
Seriously, Jill, give me a fucking break, Jill, or I'm going to tell you your real name one year.
Why would you take $100,000 cut to go live in
Experience,
London?
maybe an experience.
Yeah, true. I guess.
When do you ever get that opportunity again?
Maybe another year or two until I'm 27. So she's probably she's 25 or 26.
She's 25.
So yeah, okay, fair enough. Move to London for a year or two. That's fine.
All right, Jill, you got to keep us posted, but you also got to tell us you rejoined.
And I met the LA girl when I was 25 too. So Jill, 2
days before you left.
Very funny, the similarities. Jill.
It is.
Yeah.
All right, Bronny, I love you. Everybody,
Love you too.
peace out. You're joking, right?
Well, I'm trying to be hopeful. I'm trying to be optimistic about that.
Well, I guess you're too young to be a little pessimistic like me. The fucking things I see out there, people are stupid.